This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back. We are going to pick up where we left off with her last time. And this is talking about the world's oldest healing science that originated in India. 5,000 years it's been practiced. Obviously, tried and true. It's been tested because we're still talking about it. And people live their lives under the umbrella of Ayurveda. We're going to get back with her and go even deeper into how this can support you. She is Dr. Alda Sainfort. She is back with us today. How are you doing?
I'm great, Steve. How are you?
Very well. And appreciating all the knowledge from somebody like you who owns a advanced healing wellness center. And you've authored books. You've spoken about this. You work with this on many different levels with people to change their lives. Just to recap before we go deeper, Ayurveda, what else can you tell us?
In brief, I want to say thank you to you and also express a little bit more about what Ayurveda is. It is a science. You had mentioned that the oldest science of medicine is 5,000 years old. And it is a science that really teach you how to be with your body, how to understand your body, how to take care of your body, how to avoid imbalance or illnesses. And if you have any diseases, it teaches you how to detoxify your body and rejuvenate to clear those illnesses or emotions or spiritual imbalance.
Hmm. For you, before we even go deeper, I want to look at this in your life. When was the moment you've been on this journey to heal people holistically? What was the moment where you realized, well, okay, Ayurveda is for me. It's life-changing. It makes me feel better. It supports. Do you remember that moment where, oh, it came clear?
Well, first, it wasn't until I started to study Ayurveda, which I didn't know what it was, and curiosity. I wanted to know more about Eastern medicine, especially when I left Western medicine, university, working for University of Miami. And when I had my first class, it made so much sense. And I said, we never connect with our body that way. We treat our body like just just a thing.
Mm-hmm.
We eat to eat, and we do not pay attention of what we eat. Everything we do not pay attention to our lifestyle, to even the way we walk, the type of exercises we do, how they can affect us, because everything is catered for the constitution that we are. So it was really life-changing for me because I used to be very irregular in everything I do. And I used to eat things that were not appropriate for me, for my diet. And I used to drink cold water after a meal. And Ayurveda teaches me that drinking cold water, ice water, which we see a lot here. And even in restaurants, when I go to restaurants, I would say I do not want ice water, but they bring the water still cold. So I have to specify I don't want water with any type of ice or refrigerated. And so those things, they cause imbalance in the body because talking about eating for health, when we eat and we drink cold water, the metabolic system needs heat to digest the food. And when we bring the cold water into our system, it extinguishes the digestive fire. And that digestive fire, once it is extinguishes, then the food cannot be digested, so it stays in the body and form toxicity in the body.
Wow. I've heard this before and actually heard it from somebody who practices Chinese medicine. I find it interesting that that form of holistic health, wellness, it says the same thing. And,
Yeah.
it stands to reason that if you drink something cold, it's going in your body, which is almost 100 degrees, right? 98
Hmm.
is our average temperature. Now your body has to warm that cold liquid up. And this digestion too plays a big
Hmm.
part if you have cold beverages, right?
Yes, of course, of course.
Wow. Um, Scale of 1 to 10. I'm intrigued about the temperature of what we drink. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being extremely impactful on your body in many different levels. Where would you put this?
Hmm. It's an eight.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. And it goes against the opposite of what we all believe on a hot day. Give me that cold drink, or just people find cold refreshing. But we're really making our bodies work harder and challenging them. It seems like.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. And even drinking cold water on a regular basis without having to drink water after a meal, it's not everyone who needs cold water, you know. If you have a lot of fire in your body, yes, cold water would be very helpful because you want to decrease the heat in your body. But if you don't have a lot of heat in your body, you have more wind. Talking about the elements, you have more wind, more space or earth, then and water, then you need regular water to keep them balanced.
How do you, and I've heard this before
Mhm.
about, the body running hot, body running cold, and you connect it to elements. How do you
Mhm.
know your body temperature? What we're referring to here.
In Ayurveda, we feel the pulse, and the pulse is what tells us what constitution you are. It's what tells us your emotions, very high emotions, if you have a lot of heat in your body, and we have interpretation for that. If your body is, you're not feeling the pulse, it's very dense, or if it moves a certain way, if it moves like a snake, it moves like a swan or like a frog, then that helps us to know your body constitution when we look at the Prakriti. But if you look at imbalance, it also gives us an idea of what imbalance you have in your body.
Just from your pulse, you can get that information.
Yes, yes.
I'm learning a lot here. How many times over the years have we gone to the doctor and, of course they're going to check your pulse, but I never realized maybe there's another reason why they're checking it. And also, it's my understanding too, even looking at somebody's tongue, you can tell what's going on within their body.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Mm.
But the Western system, when they evaluate you through the pulse, is only measuring heart rate and pulse rate. That's pretty much it.
Oh, I got you on that. For the most part, yes.
Yeah.
But maybe if it's somebody who practices holistic healing and they take your pulse, maybe there's a little bit more that they're gathering in terms of information. Constitution. We started talking about that as it connects to Ayurveda last time we got together. Can we
Mhm.
pick up from there?
What
About
specifically
Yeah,
do you
about
want to
the
know about?
what Constitution is and how it relates to Ayurveda.
Okay, yeah. A constitution is your body type, and they have many different names. We call them personality type, body humor, uh, type A, type B, C personality, and they all represent the three constitutions named Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So Vata constitution is pretty much someone who has a lot of air in the body, air and space. And this is the person who would be very thin, like skinny, very, very skinny. And this person would do everything irregular and would not follow a specific routine because they have so much air. Just like you see, air is irregular. One day you may think it's going to be windy, and it is, or the next day it's very calm. So that is about that constitution. They could be erratic, irregular in everything they do. they don't follow routine. They eat irregular, so they would not be sitting to eat a full meal. They would take a little bit and then come back, a little bit and come back. And they love to travel, even though traveling is not best for that constitution, but they are travelers. And the vata itself, you find it in the lung because it's related to movement. So everything in our body that moves, it's related to vata constitution. So we're talking about the when we inhale and exhale, it has to do with the movement, and vata helps with that. And digestive system, for the food to move from one place to another, again, we need vata. Defecation, urination, childbirth, all that is done through movement. Without vata in the body, everything is stagnated. And when everything is stagnated, then we are fully blocked.
Hmm. I say it's Vata. Am I saying that right?
Vata, yeah.
Is that also responsible for, or what we're talking about here, that constitution,
Mhm.
metabolism as well?
Metabolism is pitta. Pitta is responsible for conversion. When we eat, so after when we eat, the food has to be digested. And for the food to be digested, we need the digestive fire. And that digestive fire is what transforms the food. Anytime we talk about digestion or metabolism, we're talking about pitta constitution. It transforms everything from one state to another, and also transform hormones, conversions of iodine to thyroxine in the thyroid gland. So people who have thyroid issues, we would look at imbalance with pitta constitution. And each of them, they have specific diseases related to the constitution when there is an imbalance.
So, Alda, if somebody comes before you, they're
Mhm,
interested in Ayurveda, they've heard a little bit about these things, but maybe not enough.
mhm.
What would you do to determine their constitution, what they're all about? Is it just talking with them and making that determination, or are there some tests that you do? How is that all done?
Yeah, talking to them give a lot of information, even how the person walk and the body, the physical appearance, all that helps. And there are lots of questions you can ask, and those questions also help you to determine the body constitution. And once you feel the pulse, you look at the tongue, also you get great confirmation about the constitution.
Wow. It's amazing. I got to tell you, the things that you can learn about somebody just by a couple of different things. Can you
Yeah.
walk us through a journey with somebody? Maybe they came before you, they were thinking about Ayurveda and where they started, and then how it impacted their life and their health.
Well, I can share something with you. There was a young lady who came to me, and I felt her pulse, and I asked her to go to her doctor, to her primary care physician, to request lab work done for her kidneys. And she said, but I just saw my doctor not long ago, and they said everything was fine. I said, go back and ask him to check your kidneys. And she went, and they did some kidney enzymes. And when the result came, everything was elevated. And yeah, and then her doctor said, okay, I'm going to put you on medications, da, 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 da. And she said, no, I don't want to take them.
What was the cause of the elevation?
There was some stuff going on. First, there was dehydration. She was severely dehydrated. And also there were some other issues, family lineage type of things. And those can also affect the internal organs. And so when I picked that up, and pretty much what I did with her, we worked on the emotions she was going through at that moment. They were lineage stuff, and we worked on those, and she was fine. Then when she went back to her doctors, was it about 2 months, and everything was normal.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And there's a place for medicine when needed, but
Mhm.
personally, and I think nowadays more and more people feel the same way, you want to do
Mhm.
everything you can to not have to take medication because it's treating the root cause. I'm sorry, it's treating the symptom, not the root
Symptoms.
cause, right?
Yes,
And side
yes,
effects, chemicals.
yes, exactly. And this is what we want to avoid. And most people don't know the choices they have.
Right.
They go to the doctors and the doctors give them a prescription and they think this is it. I have to take these medicines for the rest of my life. But they don't know they don't have to. They have options.
What would you consider yourself? The title that you give yourself, some people that practice a lot of this, can be connected to a functional medicine professional or doctor. What label would you say you are?
Just holistic specialist, that's good enough.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just kind of
holistic
curious.
specialist.
If I share with somebody, what do I say? Oh, I'm not how to verbalize it, but
Yeah,
yes, holistic specialist.
yeah.
Um, I want to go back to, you said this person that had the issues with the kidney, um,
Mhm.
emotion. Emotion seems to play a big part in much of our challenges.
Yes, yes.
How did you know to look there with her?
Oh, it's very easy for me to pick up the emotions when I feel the pulse, when I connect with the person's inner body, we're going deep into the soul. I can easily pick up the emotions and what is happening in the spiritual life of that person. And that's when we talk about family lineage stuff, PTSD, even in utero trauma, sometimes I pick those up too. And it's fascinating because the body gives us so much information, but we don't listen to the body. Or if we hear it, we doubt it. We don't believe that can be true, you know?
The body is an amazing machine that
Yeah,
we underestimate. And also, so many times we just take it for granted. You eat garbage, my body will process that. It's done
yeah.
it before, it'll take care of it. Imagine being our body. Imagine if you were, your body, and now this horrible food is coming in, and now this cold beverage you're drinking, and the body's like, oh my gosh, I got to deal with this. I got to work on that. I got to keep them feeling okay, but I'm working hard here.
Mhm.
You know, throw me a bone. Make it easier for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very much intrigued, Alda, that you can just from the pulse detect all of this information. That take a long time to master.
Well, we just have to listen to the body because the body gives us the messages. We have to listen. We talk to the body to get the information we want. And sometimes I do that. I talk to the body, ask the body questions to get the information I want. And then I would ask the person and the person confirms.
Do you feel that you have, call it a level of intuition that helps you pick up on these things?
We all do actually. We all do. We were born to be intuitive.
I agree with you.
It's
Uh,
suppressed, but we all do.
Absolutely. Or in today's life, we have so many things that get in the way, technology, paying bills, free jobs, and
Exactly.
all of that, that you don't listen. And once again, it's listening to your body because it's trying to tell you something. And yes, your intuition, we all have it. It's a superpower. We were
Mhm.
born with it because even back many, many years, 1,000 years, whatever, this is why we're still here because
Mhm.
the cave people used their intuition.
Yes.
And There might be a pterodactyl flying outside the cave. I have a feeling I'm not going out there right now. That's why we're still here from that intuition. Um,
Right.
how do you home in on your intuition and what do you feel? Just kind of curious. We're talking about emotions and things like that here. What when you get a feeling and you know that's the right choice I should make, the right direction I should go in, what does it feel like for you?
Hmm. It all depends on what it is because the feeling can be different. I can feel happy. I can feel sad, very sad. Like recently, a couple of days ago, I woke up, I was very, very sad, and I knew something was going to happen, something. I had no idea what it was, but I stayed with the sadness and, I meditated with the sadness. And then soon later, I got a news that my sister-in-law died. That's one way. And
So sorry. Wow.
yeah, sometimes I don't always pay attention to what I feel like, really stay with it. I just let it open, unfold whichever way it has to, you know.
Do you also test your intuition? Like you might get a feeling and you maybe go against it just to see.
I did actually yesterday I did with my husband. I was praying and I had a message for my husband and I didn't want to give him the message. And I said, God, if you want me to tell him, give him the message, give me a sign. And I had a sign, but the sign was very subtle. Anyway, I did give him the message. And after I told him, and he looked at me and he smiled, he says, okay, I know.
So that what it was true. You
Yeah,
got something that was true that you needed.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Mhm. Yeah.
Powerful. We just don't listen, and I can go back decades of major life moments where I ignored the gut feeling, the intuition, and I was wrong. I know it. I can see it. That's how I believe it's all there. But we're creatures of habit and we're
Mhm.
skeptical sometimes. Well, we just don't listen. We don't listen to our
We don't
bodies.
pay attention. We don't listen to our senses.
Yeah.
All our senses give us information, but we doubt them. Yeah.
Right down to the body giving you information. And again, we have everything we need. We can heal ourselves just using our minds. There's so much going on there, but
Mhm.
you know, we we lost track of that. And
Yeah.
fortunately, you're bringing it back with Ayurveda. Again, it's been around for so long. Maybe next time we get together, maybe we talk a little deeper. Maybe talk about even the diet because I hear it's very impactful, the Ayurvedic diet.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Mm. Just a
Love
piece of
that.
what you offer. How do we find you?
You can find me at advancedhealingwellnesscenter.com. I'm in Pembroke Pines, Florida. You can reach me at 954-900-1535.
If you will excuse me, I'm going to have a cup of warm coffee. It's not cold.
Welcome.
And and when it cools off, it's going back in the microwave just for a couple of seconds to warm it
Oh,
up. Alda, thank you so much for everything today.
you're welcome,
It
Steve.
it
Thank
just
you.
even validates what I heard even about the beverages. You've said it
Yeah.
again. I'm hearing that over and over again, and so much more. Looking forward next time we get together.
Thank you. See you next time.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.